Great Wall of China was built, 13,000 miles. Now, in Mexico, they were complaining it doesn't work. Now, they have these walls built, and they said, well, people go over these walls with a ladder. You know how tall the wall is? It's like this. And it's not a wall, it's a little fence. And people put up a ladder that they buy at Home Depot, and they go over the wall, jump, and that's the other. And then they say, I'm talking about a wall. See that ceiling up there? Higher.
All right, folks, joining us now on the Malzberg panel, Brad Hirschfield, author of You Don't Have to Be Wrong for Me to Be Right, president of CLAL and thewisdomdaily.com, and Adam Thompson, senior partner and owner of the law offices of Adam M. Thompson, and also talk show host. Check him out at adamthompsonlaw.com. Okay, let's start with you, Brad, and Donald Trump's immigration plan. Anchor babies, and a lot of people, I bet you when the polls come out, people don't want people who come here illegally to have a baby, to have that person be legal. I think he's going to resonate with that one as well.
He may resonate, but he's going to have to come up against the Constitution. The issue is not that we have a problem with enforcement of the law. We do. The issue is not that he hasn't tapped into people's appropriate concerns. He has. But there is a 14th Amendment, and it's very, very clear. It says if you're born here, you're a citizen. And ironically, to take that on would actually put him afoul of fundamental conservative principles. He would have to take on the Constitution in a way that only an activist judge would. And the mass deportations he wants will cost hundreds of millions of dollars a year. So at some point, this is going to hinge, as it almost always does, whether it's on guns or immigration or anything else, on appropriate enforcement of existing laws, not rabble-rousing around new laws, especially if they run against the Constitution.
Well, Adam, you're a lawyer. Where in the Constitution does it say if a criminal breaks the law to purposely have their child born in the United States to reap the benefits of the United States, that baby is a citizen? The purpose of the amendment was specifically for slavery. It's being abused. It's being trampled upon. And by the way, the Supreme Court has never weighed in on a decision on the 14th Amendment as it relates to anchor babies.
Well, the application of the 14th Amendment is clear. If you're born in this country, you have birth rights and you're a U.S. citizen. End of story. I understand the point that Trump is raising, and polls actually show that there's only over 40% of Americans are in favor of doing some type of change in this policy, because what happens is you do have illegals that come here when they're pregnant, knowing that
400,000 a year,
and they want to give birth here, so then they have a natural-born U.S. citizen as an offspring, and they have all those rights that attach with it and all the benefits that attach with it. But as Brad said, and he's dead on point, to change this, it would take ratification.
How do you know that? The Constitution also says that Congress shall make the law as to who is a citizen and who isn't. So Congress passes the law. We just had Rick Santorum on.
Congress doesn't supersede the Constitution.
Well, the Constitution may not apply in this case. It's never been ruled upon, and it was a thing that was done for slavery. This is an abuse of the law, an obvious abuse of the law, Brad.
Steve, we are going to have to break the cycle of every time someone, whether from the right or the left, disagrees with the Constitution, screaming it's an abuse of the law. What's an abuse of the law is confusing what we want with what is. It's not responsible, it's not helpful, and tragically it actually gets in the way of the kind of enforcement that would give us a more sane immigration policy. I get it. It's fun to do, and it makes great entertainment.
We have to save our country.
No, I want to be clear. If we had real confidence in the country and the Constitution, we would pursue this stuff with much greater calm and far less panic than we currently are. So it's really a question of how much do you trust the Constitution, how much do you trust the country?
No. You talk about activist judges. It's activist judges that continually say that the Constitution is a living document. The liberals on the bench constantly say it changes, it evolves. Well, if a law is put into effect, if amendments put into effect because of slavery, and now it's being abused by Mexican lawbreakers and other lawbreakers, then guess what? That has to be viewed as a living document as well. You can't pick and choose which is your living document. Let's move on to, speaking of breaking the law, Adam, Hillary Clinton. Does she survive this?
I don't think she is. I thought for the longest time that this email scandal was going to be her downfall, because it was just one of another list of different scandals that erupted, but really shows how she thinks that she's above the law and can do things outside of the system when everyone else has to operate within the system. And now that we discovered that she might have had this email driver or computer system professionally wiped, that just takes it to a new level.
Brad, 10 seconds. You mean with a cloth?
The cynicism of that shrug and that cloth line, whether or not she gets indicted, and I think there's a reasonable possibility that she will, the arrogance and the above-it-allness of it all, that's going to undermine her, I think.
Arrogance, my name is Clinton. Thanks, guys.